Hi, I'm Jon Kirkman. I'm a journalist and broadcaster based in the UK, and today I'm talking to you about this. Yeah, this was an early, in fact, I think it was the second Barclay James Harvest album to come out. 1971 was the year, and this is, as you can see, not just the album, it's an expanded edition. And I'm going to open this up for you now because it's one of their favourite sort of albums fan-wise. Fans really like this. It's on the Esoteric label, which of course is distributed via Cherry Red. You get a nice poster, which is essentially a poster advertising the album. You can see the butterfly there. Look nice on your wall in a frame. You can get maybe John Lees and maybe Les Holroyd to sign it. Sadly, they're the only two members of Barclay James Harvest still with us. But it's a really, really good album. And this was when Barclay James Harvest were actually making, I guess, their bones as a live band in the UK and across Europe as well. You get all the details in this. I mean, I'm not going to sort of read stuff out, but that's basically what they looked like live at the time. They were also nicknamed by the press Poor Man's Moody Blues, which is a very unfortunate title, I think, because there was certainly a little more going on. There we go, look at that, all long hair, beards, glasses. No tank tops, thankfully, but plenty of cheesecloth going on there, I think. But they even took, I mean, they took it in good stead, to be honest with you, because they actually later wrote a song called Poor Man's Moody Blues. But to be honest with you, there was a little more going on with Barclay James Harvest, and I really loved them. They are peculiarly English. When I say peculiarly English, it is a very, very English progressive rock that they play. And I guess that has a lot to do with the fact that they're from Oldham. A lot of these pictures were probably taken up on Saddleworth Moor, which is just outside Manchester. And there you go. Which, again, the highest motorway in the UK is going across Saddleworth Moor. It runs between Leeds and Manchester. It's the M62. Anyway, at that aside, here is... These are beautifully packaged, by the way. There's the original album, miniature album sleeve, of course. And it's got every detail on there, and it's also got inside, as you can see, there's bonus tracks here. There's the original album, and there's bonus tracks. And again, a lot of these tracks, they've probably been available. I mean, if you remember the Barclay James Harvest box set, Safely Gathered In, I think it was called. There's probably them on there. There's another one that's like, now that's been remixed as the stereo, and this is another version of the album, with bonus tracks, some sessions that they did as well for the BBC, particularly Bob Harris, who was a huge fan of Barclay James Harvest. Now here's the really good one. This is the 5.1 remix, and again, it's beautifully done. There you go in there. There's the track listing on there. And again, it's beautifully done. If you've got a 5.1 setup, you would love to hear this because there's a picture of them on the back. I would imagine that is just outside Oldham, on the way up to the Pennines. But yeah, they're a great little band, and they're still going. I mean, there's two versions of the band now. There's Les Holroyd's version of the band, and there's also John Lee's version of the band. Les Holroyd's version of the band hasn't been very active of late, but John Lee's has, of course, been very active over the last few years. And before Wally Wolstenholme died, of course, Wally was part of John Lee's setup. Sadly, Mel Pritchard and Wally Wolstenholme's no longer with us. But I'm not sure what's happening with Les Holroyd's version of the band. Like I said, they've not been particularly active of late, but who knows, maybe that will change in the future. John Lee's still very much active as he's the member and the leader of his own version of Barclay James Harvest. And having seen them a number of times, I've seen them more times than Les's band, and both of them are worthwhile seeing. But I've seen John's band a lot more, and they are absolutely excellent, as is Les's version. But this really is an album you should have. It's beautifully expanded, beautifully packaged, lots of great sleeve notes telling you what was going on at the time. Came out in 1971 originally, and like I said, 3-disc set, great booklet, nice little poster, And I'm sure if you manage to collar either Les Holroyd or John Lees, they're happy to sign it for you. A very overlooked band in some ways. They were absolutely huge in Germany at one point, and they were very big in the UK. They were playing theatres. They weren't a club band. They played theatres and quite big venues. So very, very popular band during the 70s. And of course, they wrote between them some wonderful songs and created some wonderful music. So if you're a Barclay James Harvest fan, you can order this from Cherry Red Records. The address is running across the bottom of this particular presentation, and it's very nicely priced as well for a 3-disc set. So Barclay James Harvest and other short stories, certainly one for the prog fan and certainly one for the Barclay James Harvest fans.